What up though, y'all? It's All Hustle No Cap. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about the do's and don'ts of the photo booth business. I'm currently recovering from COVID, y'all, so I'm gonna go ahead and make this video real quick. Yes, the Omarion virus done caught up with me, bro, doing these old people parties. Now, before we get into it, if you like content like this and you want me to keep making these type of videos, please don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. And don't forget to follow me on IG. All right, y'all, so the do's and don'ts of the photo booth business. Now, this video is based off of all the questions and feedback that I've been getting since I started my video. A lot of people is doing stuff they don't supposed to be doing, and vice versa. So, you know, I'm just gonna give y'all a little bit of game, and we're gonna keep it moving. All right, y'all, so like I was just telling y'all, unfortunately, I done fucked around and caught the virus, and that would bring me to my first do. Even though I already was, I would say definitely in the days and times we live in, wear a fucking mask when you go to these events. Now, I was wearing a mask when I did this event, but these people was just coughing into the air, man. It was a lot of elderly people. And the crazy thing is, I had my mask on the whole time. And I just, like, after that event, I got the headache and then lost the sense of taste. And then I fell asleep for like a whole day. It was all downhill from there. So definitely make sure that you are wearing a mask for each one of these events, because you don't know what the people at the event got. Even if you know the people at the event, you don't know all the people that they invited and what they got going on in their life. So just don't chance it, man. Wear a fucking mask. All right, so here's a don't. If you are still in the process of buying a photo booth, don't buy a photo booth that you can't carry. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have help or support, make sure you get a smaller booth. Don't go out and get the biggest booth just because you think it look cool. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that A, you'll be able to transport it, meaning that you have a vehicle big enough to transport the spinner, because you know they come in different sizes. So if you get a small one, a lot of times you could just put them in a car. You ain't got to switch vehicles, and you can keep it moving like that. If you got help in, you know, a van or a truck or something, you can probably do a bigger one. But just make sure that you are thinking about the size of these things and how much you got to carry when you're picking out a size for your spinner, because that is something I did not think about. I just went and got a big one because I was like, hey, this is gonna set me apart from everybody else. And I ended up having to go out and buy a whole new car about this shit. All right, so here's the do. Make sure you do get a deposit from these people. Every event that you do, you need to be collecting a deposit. And the reason why you need to collect a deposit is because people do not value your time unless they got something on the line. When you booking these events, you need to make sure that you're collecting something from these people to hold them accountable, because if you don't, people will not value your time. They will cancel events at the last minute. So when you accept an event, you are taking a time slot off your calendar. That means you can no longer advertise that date. So if somebody else calls to book you for the same time, you got to tell that person no, so you could be potentially losing money. So you want to make sure that in the event that something happens and they don't want to throw the party anymore, or, you know, the event doesn't go as planned, or they run out of money, but when they don't have nothing on the line, they don't really necessarily have to care. They'll be like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna change my event to such and such date, and then it becomes your problem. Nope, don't let nobody make nothing their problem your problem. A big don't for the photo booth business is do not underprice your services. Look, I see a lot of people doing that for various reasons. Sometimes people just want to be the most competitive. Sometimes people feel like they knew and they don't deserve a certain amount of money, but that's bullshit. Like, you need to set a standard from the beginning, because when you set prices, especially in your area, you affect all the other people that are in this business together, because when you price your shit cheap as fuck, it starts to build a standard in the industry. If word gets out that somebody's way cheaper than everybody else, then it kind of like messes up the game for everybody else. So just make sure that you're pricing your shit competitively. You ain't got to be the most expensive person out there, but you want to make sure that your prices are kind of in line with everybody else. It's okay to be competitive, but don't undercut the price down to the point where it's not worth it to do this, because at the end of the day, this is a lot of fucking work. Do set up protocols and procedures for your business. It's important when you're making your business that you start coming up with certain habits and things to help streamline your process, just from the whole setup and breakdown process to how you deal with your customers. You know, everything needs to have like a certain way that you do things for your business. The reason why it's important to do that is because eventually you want to have this business be able to run passively, and you're going to have to trust other people to do the business. So if you don't have like procedures in place, just like all other businesses do, like professional businesses have procedures. Like you go to McDonald's, they like, you got to come in, you got to wash your hands, you got to do this, this, and that. Same thing applies to your business, because eventually you're going to have somebody else able to run the business, and they need something to go off of. You don't want somebody else that's working for you to have to freestyle shit. So the best thing to do is for you to come up with these processes and figure out what works best and what makes your business run best, and then start applying those daily. So when it comes time to hire somebody else, you have a whole list of things they need to do to make the business run smoothly, and you won't have to guess, and they won't have to make things up at the last minute, and you know, that's what makes shit go ghetto. So we don't want to do that. Okay, here's a don't. don't be ghetto with your software. Like, a lot of times people ask me, do they need touch pics? Now, truth be told, there are a few different photo booth apps out there, but at least make sure you're using a photo booth app. Don't be one of the people out here using Snapchat to do that ghetto shit. I'm sorry, that just irritates the shit out of me. like don't be using Snapchat, bro. Like, that is ghetto. Like, they got specific photo booth software that's gonna help streamline the whole process. I know you can do it on Snapchat, but just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Get real photo booth software. We're trying to be professional this year, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to have to do no ghetto shit. The photo booth software is built for this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's got all the features you need built in already, including the sharing. You will alleviate a lot of problems if you just use real photo booth software versus using like Snapchat or Instagram or something. I hear a lot of people talking about how the photo booth software costs too much money and whatnot, but honestly, if you think it costs too much, you're not doing it right, because photo booth software is a cost of doing business. It's a part of paying for the business, and if you don't think you can afford that, you probably one of those people that's pricing your booth too low and you need to raise your prices. Dude, get you some flyers made. Like, that has gotten me so much extra business, man, just by having flyers on deck. Not only should you get some flyers made, but you should bring them with you to every single event, because once you get booked, a lot of times you're exposed to people that's never even seen a photo booth in person. So your whole first impression is blowing their mind, and they want to know how they can get one at their event. If you don't have a flyer when they ask for it, then they'll lose interest, because you could tell them to follow you on IG, but they'll probably forget that shit, especially if it's drinking going on. So just get you a flyer, they'll take it, they'll put it in their pocket, and you know, they'll probably look at it the next day, they might put it on their refrigerator. But I get a lot of business from people that have called me from a flyer that they got at another event that they saw me at. Dude, get you some kind of scheduling or calendar software. I mean, you don't really have to spend no money on it. If you want to be cheap, you can use Google Calendars. That's what I use for my business, and I think it's good because you can sign in, and more than one person can see the calendar as long as you're signed into the same account. So Google Calendars work good. I know there's other softwares out there for scheduling and booking, but really, honestly, Google Calendars works good and it's free. All right, y'all, I hope y'all found this video of do's and don'ts in the photo booth business helpful. I know y'all like when I make these photo booth videos, so at this point, I feel like I've made a bunch of these videos. Now, I know y'all like these photo booth videos, and I'm kind of running out of ideas for these videos, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I've done so many of them, and you can only answer so many questions. So if it's something that you feel like I didn't answer, please let me know in the comment section below, and I'll make a video about it for you. I hope y'all found this video helpful. If you did and you want more content like this, please don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell, and don't forget to follow me on IG. I want to thank y'all for watching. As always, peace.